this year. It's been quite an interesting year. When we started this thing, we started out on Zoom calls. Really as a new team, not knowing coaches, not knowing players, and just kind of a new experience. And then when we come to the building, the whole building had to be structured different. Guys wearing masks, obviously, and all the COVID stuff that was going on. So, that's been quite a journey, and we've done a really nice job here of keeping that at a minimum. I also want to mention, as we went through this journey, we had the social injustice things, and some of the calls. I know that we were able to talk to you guys about that and how they were this summer and this spring, and I mean, just some amazing, just life building and life changing moments to be able to share with one another and as a team. And then, the demonstration that the guys had outside was very moving. And, it's unfortunate with the COVID that we weren't able to continue that, and reach more people just because of, how the COVID was, affected us. And then football, I mean, it was just been, an up and down roller coaster. Obviously the change that I took over 5 weeks ago, and just it's been a learning experience, a great experience. I just want to thank all of you for your cooperation and your flexibility, with all the things that we went through this year as well. So with that, I'll open it up for questions.
Dave?
Hey, Darrell. Appreciate your time all this season. A couple housekeeping things. First of all, I don't know if you even can do this, but did you make any staff changes, firings, anything like that? Is that in the works right now, I guess?
At this point, no.
Okay. Do you have the power to do that right now?
I would probably say no, not right now.
Okay. And then injuries from yesterday, just another housekeeping thing. Since Danny Shelton left with, I think it was a triceps or something, is that a serious thing? Is he going to need surgery? Is there a update on him?
Yeah, to be honest with you, Dave, I have not been able to get updated on all the injuries yet. I know we've been through the physicals, and everybody's checking out pretty well, but I still think, and Danny's definitely one of them. Nick Williams is definitely one of them. So I haven't got all the information on that yet to be able to share with you.
Right. And then, you talked about obviously what a crazy year this was, from everything that went on in the spring to here the last 5 weeks. And you talked a little bit about this yesterday, but how did you see yourself grow, A, and B, how do you think this prepared you for whatever comes next, whether it's head coach here, somewhere else, or just another stop, in the football life?
Yeah. Reflecting on it, like I said, I've been blessed, number one, to be in this role. I've learned so much over a short period of time. I've had to deal with a lot in a short period of time. Like I think I've said it before, that I learned that one, there's a great support system here around me that have really helped me out and build me up. And then I've also learned that I can handle a lot. And I've been able to learn some of the things that I've needed to learn in a quick time. I've had to make some very difficult decisions as well. I think those are some of the things that I've been able to do in this short time. As far as the rest of it, we'll just see. We'll see how it goes.
When you interview, what's your, biggest point that you want to make to, Rod, Sheila, and the group?
Yeah, I think it would be different for wherever you're going, obviously. But I think as I really tried to impress upon you guys, was just I want the team to speak for me. I want them really their play to speak. And, knowing all the situations and all the things that we were going through, the product on the field and how they played was really important to me. One, that they were giving it 100%, that they were still flying around, that they were still playing for the love of the game, when so to speak. So, everybody's saying, I don't know why you guys are playing. There's nothing to play for. We love this game. We respect this game. And, and that was something that I tried to impress upon them, from the very first game that I took over on our style of play and how we were going to play. And, some of the people that mean a lot to me, they text me, they've reached out to me, and they've commented on the style of play and how those guys were playing. And, that means as much to me as anything.
Thank you, Darrell.
Mike?
Hey, Darrell. Thanks for doing this every day over the last 5 weeks, so we kind of have to. First, another housekeeping thing. Are you interviewing for the job tomorrow? Is that accurate?
I know I'm going to continue to speak with Rod more today. And then, I don't want to confirm or whatever the reports until, Rod's able to do that. But I will be speaking with him.
Okay. And for you, when Jeff Okudah just talked and some other players have talked about kind of communication and, kind of how everything kind of went wrong, or just maybe didn't go right the last couple of years. From your vantage point, you've been so many places. Where do you feel like things just never either got on track or just went wrong over the last 2 seasons that you've been here?
Yeah, well, Michael, I think that'll be a great conversation for me to be able to reflect with, with Rod and Sheila and the group here. Just from my perspective, I don't think it's something that I just want to throw out there and put in the public. To be quite honest with you, I would love to have those conversations with the players. I mean, Jeff's been here one season. I definitely think that he has a bright future and can do a lot for us here. But I'd love to have those conversations with him. I'll kind of keep those private and to myself, and because I think that will be something that will be able to help me in this process.
Okay, appreciate it. Thanks again, Darrell.
John?
Hey, Darrell. Again, I'll echo the sentiment. I appreciate your insights that you've given over these last 5 weeks. I'm just curious in regards to Matthew Stafford, because obviously it's going to be one of the biggest organizational decisions that's made. If he were just to sit down with you and pick your brain a little bit, what would you advise him at what to do at this point in his career, 12 years in, and dealing with what he's been dealing with here with the Detroit Lions?
Yeah, I think that's a great question, to be quite honest with you. And I think it's a very tough question. I think you got to look at that from a lot of different perspectives. And, are you looking at it from the club's perspective? You're looking at it from his perspective, looking at it from my perspective. So there's so many ways to look at it. I can tell you this: I've loved Matthew Stafford. I think he's a heck of a quarterback. I think he's in the upper group in the league in terms of that position. I think it's the most important position on the field. If you don't have one of those guys, you're going to struggle for a long time. And I think he's a very, very good one, and I think he's been in that position for a long time. So from my perspective, it's been a great great 2 years working with them, and I would love to continue that.
Okay, and then just a quick follow-up then, just from the perspective of winning in regards to his future and things like that. If he were not to be with the Detroit Lions organization, do you still think that if a team built around him, that he would have the ultimate success, be able to host the Lombardi Trophy in his career?
I would love nothing more than for Matthew to be able to get in that place, to be able to play in all those meaningful games. And I think he deserves it. I think he works at it. I think he is talented enough to do that. And if you have a good team around him, he can most definitely lead you to a championship.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Best of luck.
Thank you.
2 more guys, Kyle, then Tim.
Darrell, I guess just to put it more directly, if you were to get this job, would you want Matthew as your quarterback?
Yes, I would.
Okay. As you go into this process, I think there's now 6 openings, including the Lions. I'm just curious, what do you see as the draw of this job as the Lions look forward? I mean, what does this franchise have to offer, incoming people?
Well, I'm here, so I have a little bit different perspective. I've loved my time here. I enjoy it. I think there's great people in this organization. And speak to Matthew or any of these other people that are in this organization that are here every day, putting their all in it. Everybody wants a winner to be here, and everybody is kind of fighting for that same thing. And I just want to be a part of that. I know Rod wants it. I know Sheila wants it. That's what we're looking forward to is building a winner here in Detroit. And nothing would make me happier than be able to be a part of that.
And just one more follow-up from me, Darrell. I know you said you don't want to dwell on what went wrong this year, so maybe you don't want to answer this question, but Okuda did use the word dysfunction to describe some of the things that happened this year. I think he was mostly referring to the defense, but can you speak anything on what Jeff was saying in that regard?
Well, I can tell you this. I think that everybody is going to have a different perspective, and I think, when I first took it that first day, that was my kind of spiel to the team was the perspective, and I was going to try to change the perspective. So, a guy like Jeff that obviously went on injured reserve, and I wasn't able to have the same impact on him. He's looking at it from only through his lens, and so again, I would love to have a conversation with him. I'd love to get to talk to him. I'd love to get to work with him. I've had few, but like I said, he was basically gone once I took over, and so that's his perspective, and I would love to be able to talk with him and help him work through that.
Thanks, Darrell.
Tim, last one.
Like everyone said, Darrell, thanks for taking the time. All you really appreciate it. I just wanted to ask you about Jeff, the player, if you could. I know you didn't work closely with him, but obviously, played against him a lot. Just what you thought of him as a player, what you think of his future, And now that he's had the surgery, hopefully the injuries are behind him. And what do you think Detroit has in him?
Anytime you come in as a young player, particularly picked where he was picked, I feel like there's a lot of pressure, and most of the time it's pressure that you put on yourself to live up to the billing or live up to the hype or whatever it is. So number one, he had that pressure that comes with that position. Number two, he's in a whole new system. He's learning somebody's new system that he's got to be able to function in. Then he gets these nagging injuries. So I think there was probably a lot of frustration that was built up, just trying to play well, trying to fight through some of these injuries and the things that he had to work through, in his rookie campaign. As far as the talent of the player, obviously, I think he is talented. I think that he can help us. I know that we picked him there for a reason, and like I said, I do think he has a bright future, and that's going to definitely be an important position for us here as the Lions moving forward. Because there's obviously a lot of rebuilding on that side of the ball we need to do.
All right. Thanks, Coach. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you, Darrell. Have a great day.
Thank you, Darrell.
Thank you, Darrell.